akanui, e akurahi. No mai, haere mai, ke tēnei whakapōtaitanga. Welcome. Welcome to our graduation celebration. Please be seated. Thank you for gathering with us today to celebrate the success and the achievements of the graduates of the University of Otago, Otago Whakaihu Waka, a place of many firsts. My name is Trish Oakley, and it is my privilege as Chancellor to warmly welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. The purpose of today is to confer degrees and award diplomas recognising the talent, dedication and perseverance that have brought our students to this significant milestone. I would like to acknowledge everyone in the audience, friends, whānau and our university staff, and I extend a special welcome to Dunedin City Councillor Carmen Houlihan. Welcome, Carmen. Studying at Otago is often a transformative, life-changing experience. A world-class education through our academic programs combined with Otago's unique campus culture and its strong sense of whānau fosters not only knowledge, but also lifelong friendships, partnerships and personal growth. It is the shared journey that makes the Otago experience truly unique and unforgettable. I now invite Emeritus Professor John Broughton to extend today's welcome.
He aha te mea nui o te au, māku e ki ake, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important thing in the world? I will say it is people, it is people, it is people. Ti hei Māori ora, behold the breath of life. Otago whakaihu waka, te marae kei waho, tēnā korua. To this house of learning, the University of Otago and the forum of the university, greetings. I ngā mate, I runga I o tātou marae, haere koutou, haere koutou, haere koutou. We acknowledge all those who have gone before. Ko Emeritus Professor Peter Mattison, ko Tapi Dayak, haere, haere, haere. Te hunga ora, tēnā koutou. Kei te tua hau ki te mihi whakatau ki a koutou mō Otago whakaihu waka ki te reo o ngā runanga o ngaitahu o tēnei rohe, ko Otago, ko Huirapa, ko Moiraki. I stand to greet you today on behalf of the University of Otago with the voice of the ngaitahu people of this place. The people of Otago, Huirapa and Moiraki. Whakatau mai, whakatau mai, whakatau mai rā. Welcome to all. E te kanohi o Otago Whakaihu Waka, Chancellor, tēnā koe. E te Tumuaki Tuarua, Pro-Chancellor, tēnā koe. E te Tumuaki Vice-Chancellor, tēnā koe. Ko Councillor Houlihan, tēnā koe. Greetings to you. E ngā mema o te kaunihera o Otago Whakaihu Waka, members of the University Council, tēnā koutou. E te kai kōrero e tēnei rā, Mr. Aiono, tēnā koe. Greetings to you, Mr. Aiono, for your esteemed honour today. E ngā ahurangi pūmau, Emeritus Professors, tēnā koutou, ngā manukura Deans, ngā ahurangi Professors, ngā hōmahi colleagues, tēnā koutou katoa. E ngā manuhiri tuarangi, ko tai mai nei ki tēnei hui whakapōtai, hana mai, no mai, and to you, the many visitors and friends who have come for this graduation ceremony, welcome. E ngā iwi o ngā hauwe whā, to those from the four winds, nō te tai Tukarau from the north, nō te tai Rāwhiti from the east, nō te tai Hauru from the west, and nō te tai Tonga Hoki, and from here in the south, hana mai, no mai, welcome. Ngā waka o te motu, ngā whānau, ngā hapu, ngā iwi katoa, tēnā koutou. E ngā tangata katoa no te moana nui a Kiwa, and to the people from across the Pacific, ta lofa lava, ma loelele, nisam bulavanaka, kia orana, I orana, aloha. E ngā whakatipuranga hau o Paitahi, ka nui ngā mihi mō koutou katoa, and to our new generation of graduates and diplomats, greetings to you all. E ngā korowai whero, and to our PH graduates, tēnā hoki koutou. I ngā paitahi katoa ko huhu mai nei I tēnei rā mō tēnei whiwhi tohu māturanga, te rā nui mō koutou me tō whānau hoki. So greetings to you gathered here today for this graduation, a special day for you and for all your friends and families. Through your own hard work and achievements, you have created new opportunities, horizons and choices as you proceed from here to engage in your chosen career paths, vocations and professions. And to the many friends and families who are gathered here today, you have sent your young people to us as students whose lives are forever enriched by this truly great, this wonderful and unique experience that is forever Otago! Yes. And so today we proudly present them back to you as graduates and diplomats of Otago Whakaihu Waka, the University of Otago. Nō reira, inga mana inga reo rauranga tēnā mā, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa, kia ora.
Thank you, Emeritus Professor Broughton. The first verse of the New Zealand National Anthem will now be sung, first in Te Reo and then in English. You can find the words printed in the inside back cover of the graduation booklet. I invite you to please stand. Please be seated. I call upon the public orator to present a candidate for an honorary degree.
Tūlo le paea o le awhea, o tupu ma tamali'i, e whaawhengainga ma whaletua. Tūlo le paea o mana whenua, kaitahu, kāti māmoe, waitaha, tūlo. A whiwhia mai le pulenga o le Otago Whakaihu Waka, tūlo. Lau sasunga ulo mā tōtua ai ono, tūlo. Tūlo o paia o sā ma whainga. Tūlo, tūlo, tūlo lava. Whew. That's my first time speaking Samoan. A key concept employed in marketing a product or service is to be memorable. Making a lasting impression will inevitably lead to a positive and enjoyable experience that others will remember. For today's honorary doctorate recipient, Ulu Aiono, being a Pacific Islander has made him stand out to others, but not for the obvious reason. The real secret to his entrepreneurial success is to always treat people with courtesy and respect as if they were a member of your own family. This is a time-honoured, culturally embedded responsibility and obligation of being Samoan and a man of Christ. In doing so, Ulu has imprinted himself in the minds and hearts of everyone he meets, which makes it impossible for them to forget him. Ulu comes from a long line of risk-takers. In 1960, his parents, Whaiwhawina Siomanutafa and Whatu Aiono, made the brave decision to pack up their life in Samoa and sail to Aotearoa, New Zealand. Ulu was only 5 years old. 2 days after arriving in the country, his father enrolled him and his brother in Epsom Normal Primary School, not wanting them to miss out on completing the last 2 months of the school year. As the only 2 Samoan students out of 300 in the school, Ulu's presence was very memorable. Not only because he already knew how to read at the age of 5, having been raised on the Bible and translated Samoan English texts, but also because his mother always reminded him of his aristocratic Samoan Siomanutafa lineage. That meant he would always be held to account at a higher level than his peers. His responsibility to the mana of this position saw him carry himself differently in the pursuit of academic excellence. Ulu is the eldest of 5 children. Being the firstborn in a Pacific family comes with the great honour of looking after your younger siblings. A responsibility, not a burden or a chore, that he still takes very seriously. Being the oldest also means you learn how to manage different personalities, the art of negotiation, to be vigilant, and you are always in charge of peacekeeping missions. But a big part of being the eldest is learning sacrifice, compassion, empathy, and helping to make manifest the dreams and aspirations of your younger siblings. Skills learnt from a young age that would see him in good stead later on. After completing high school at Auckland Grammar in 1972, Ulu embarked on an employment journey to become independent from the trappings of a capitalist society. This involved a few years working as a freezing worker, a gardener, a factory worker, and a taxi driver, always under a boss, before he quickly realised that working for others was not really his thing. It was now time to make real his dreams of freedom, to do what he wanted, when he wanted, with whom he wanted, where he wanted, and as often as he wanted. And importantly, the freedom not to do something he didn't want to do. For Ulu, that could only be achieved by acquiring a set of knowledge and skills that only tertiary education could offer. Ulu chose Otago because it was the furthest university from Auckland. And enabled him to immerse himself fully in his university studies, away from the inevitable interruptions that come with being part of an ainga or a whānau. After graduating with his Bachelor of Commerce majoring in computer science, there was still a knowledge gap that Ulu identified: how to take an idea from conception through to completion. In 1984, Ulu enrolled in a Masters of Business Administration, becoming the first Samoan person to complete that degree. Now equipped with 2 Otago degrees that gave him a stamp of legitimacy in the business world, together with his wife Margaret, they set about creating their entrepreneurial legacy that would soon provide the freedom they craved. This transpired in the creation of Cogita, which became the largest supplier of enterprise resource planning software to blue-chip manufacturing and distribution companies in New Zealand and Australia. Now, I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure the graduates do. At the peak of its prosperity, part of the business was sold to a Silicon Valley software giant in 2012, allowing Ulu to semi-retire at the age of 41, the dream. It's a blessing to know when it is the right time to let something go, to know when enough is enough. But of course, being a Pacific Islander means that you never retire. Ulu's knowledge, skills and experience were highly sought after, and he was cajoled into coming out of retirement. His time is now consumed with mentoring, governance and advisory roles in service to others. Entrepreneurial decisions are often made for the here and now, and not for the grandchildren of your grandchildren. Creating pathways and solutions to problems that are sustainable and prosperous for generations to come drives Ulu's commitments to these organisations. Now, speaking of grandchildren, who are all here today, Ulu describes himself as disruptive, never fully accepting what other people say. But how do you deny the wisdom of the ladies of your church? When they said to him, "Ulu, you think you know everything. You even think you know about parenthood. You don't. You don't know anything because you only have one child and he's a boy." He casually shrugged off their comments. 4 granddaughters later, he openly concedes defeat to these ladies, who certainly knew what they were talking about. Ko te whakaiti te whare o te whakaaro nui. Humility is the bastion of the generous person. Ulu was inducted into the Business Hall of Fame in 2022. On that occasion, he made an appeal on behalf of Habitat for Humanity in Northland to the person with the most money in the country at that time, the Honourable Grant Robertson. Now, I'm pretty sure our Vice-Chancellor is in a very different financial position now. But what we can offer you, Ulu, today is instead the priceless human capital this university has produced in our graduates today. In an interview for Tangata Pacifica, Ulu commented, "I never thought that I would have so much time to spend on the things, on the people, and on the projects that interest me. And then I realised that that is part of the definition of success. There are lots of people with bigger businesses, there are lots of people with more money, but I don't see many people with more time. And I have been able to use that time more and more effectively on behalf of other people." Ulu, we thank you for sharing your time with us here today. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Commerce, honoris causa, Ulu o Ma'oto'otua, Saula Ulu, Aiono.
By the authority of the University of Otago, I, Trish Oakley, Chancellor, confer upon you, Mr. Ulu o Matuatua Aiono, the degree of Doctor of Commerce, honoris causa. By the authority of the University of Otago, I, Trish Oakley, Chancellor, will now confer degrees and award diplomas of the University upon those declared qualified to receive by the Vice-Chancellor, the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and the Deans concerned, and on those listed in the programme but not present. The Vice-Chancellor.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, An Ti Na Luong. Junjiu Liu. Andres Heinrich Leonard Norm. Danushika Samara Wikrama. Nazultura Zia Zayanal. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, Peng Hua Kao. Chaminda Deepal Jayasinghe. Erliang Jian. Oswin Newton Kakumanu. Peter Sinclair. Gang Wu.
From now on, our graduates will be crossing the stage mainly in groups of 3. Please delay your applause until after the last name in each group has been announced. The Pro-Vice-Chancellor, the Division of Humanities.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Arts and the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Georgia Finlayson Grindle and Thomas William Jones. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Kater Catherine Elliott and Sophie Evelyn Lilly.
The Pro-Vice-Chancellor, the Division of Commerce.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Laws and the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Hugo Charles Bouchier. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Science and the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Jordan Pascal Fenning and Zoe Alexandra Mercer.
The Dean, School of Surveying.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Surveying with Honours, Gray Callum Robinson and David Yuki Shepherd. Ryan Sean Slattery, Samuel John Thompson. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Surveying, Quinn Jeffrey Alexander, Gus Cameron Andrews, Stanley Thomas Ashwin. Ryan Darrell Atkins, Thomas Oliver Black, Alexander Noah Blacktop. Travis Liam Anthony Bolton, William Donald Boyne, Rory Peter Sean Brennan. Lorna Rose Cameron, Zhu Allen Chen, Toby Hunter McQueen Cook. Angus Henry Cooper, Jacob Thomas Dahlberg, Hamish Stewart Dendecker. Salel Omdungle, Jacob Webster Donaldson, Taylor Kahu Rehe Donaldson. Max Joe Dudson, Finley James Harford, Max Allen Hill. Liam Raymond Hunter, Laura Rose Keeley, Zoe Page Labes. Jack Thomas Lavery, Zachary James Manthel, Seth Albert Mawini. Reef Stewart Mayo Hansen, Jason Daniel McGrath, Henry William Gordon McLaughlin. Jordan Kelvin James Miller, Riley Wayne Neal, Samuel Michael Balvert O'Connor. Joshua Porohiwi Paku, Marcus Henry Davis Panton, Maxwell James Kerr Pierce. Colin Andrew Fayer, Anisha Manoj Pragji, Miller Hibernia Rewi. Samuel Brooks Standring, Tina Joy Stokes, Joshua Ewan Taylor. Harry George Timms, Geordie John Joseph Vink, Oscar Sebastian Wells. Kenneth Terence Woodall, and Timothy Duncan Young.
The Pro-Vice Chancellor, the Division of Commerce.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Commerce and for the award of the Diploma for Graduates, Hugo Guy William Nelson, Flynn Joseph Jackman O'Loughlin and Harry Peter Wood. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Benjamin James Abbott, Jessica Marie Abernethy and Georgina Mary Allen. Harry Douglas Allen, Isabel Caroline Allen and Jamie Morgan Ashforth. Isabel Grace Jasmine Owie, Claudia Marion Avis and George Jackson Barry. Isabel Joy Bartlett, Maximilian Louis Benter Lynch and Caitlin Rose Bilby. Layla Grace Bonetti, Michael James Booth and Connor Jack Michael Borey. Jasmine Kailangi Bridge, Miller Hayley Brooke and Molly Ann Brown. Rowan Oberkirker Buick, Sebastian William Bull and Lachlan James Burgess. Shaquille Chandra, Jake Anthony Charlton and Michael William Chatwin. Sharon Marie Churchill, Caleb Ethan Clark and Nicholas James Clement. Georgia Alice Clute, Flynn Miles Coburn and Gabrielle Edmund Cook Bonney. Flynn Cornelius Gilbert, Ferguson Charles Cornish and Max David Cowie. Hunter Robson Cuff, Truman Hugh Cuff and Calvin James Cunliffe. James Oliver Daniel, Rachel Madeline Davidson and Christiane Carolina Debriahia. Kyla Alex Day, Talon Thomas Diamond and Victor Pascal Dodiatu. Charles Michael Dodds, Lewis Buchanan Dole and Riley Peter Douglas. Max Charles Doyle, Hannah Margaret Elliott and Aidan James Gardner Elms. Jack Alexander Erickson, Jack Andrew Fairgray and Ethan John Farrow. Christopher Stewart Hewlich Ferguson, Nicholas John Fisher, and Zoe Ann Fleming. Papa Maya Fogarty, Georgia Kate Lindsay Foley, and Bethany Rooney Fox. Lola Grace Gatt, David Way Goff, and Kianash Haji. Angus Peter John Hall, Alina Rose Hart, and Aaron Jordan Hartnell. James Richard Hartnett, Jemima Robin Hawksby, and Kyoka Allen Harakawa Summerhays. Charlotte Laura Hayes, Latham William Henderson, and Thomas Creedon Hensel. Anna Jessie Heron, Cody Heron, and Stephanos Banayotis Hills. Charles Alexander John Holmes, Joseph William Hooker, and Gabriella Horo. Kate Leah Horrell, Kobe William Harris Hohepa Howell, and Joseph Anthony Huband. Dylan Shea Huddleston, Annabelle Taylor Hutchison, and Jodie Ann Hyatt. Aaron Reese Jones, Isabella Claire Gabrielle Jones, and Lauren Mary Joyce. Palki Garang Kapadia, Benjamin Samuel Keel, and Joshua Thomas Bradley Keenan. Benjamin Roderick Kennedy, Mohammed Ezra Khan, and Oscar James Kilpatrick. Min Jeong Kim, Tat Ho Ko, and Oliver James Wells Leighty. Ella Louise Lankshire, Matthew James Larkins, and Emma Chantel Lawrence. Ella Jane Lawson, Hannah Mary Claire Lawson, and Zara Francesca Letford. Jessica Loftus Flynn, Conrad Ioone Lotuiinga, and Jack Guy Michael McGill. Will Christian Bradley McLeod, Kafina Christian Malcolm, and Regan Patrick Mellon. Carlo Joshua Anthony Marinovich, Jet Samuel Marshall, and Benjamin Mark McCutcheon. Devon Riley McFadgen, Anna Grace McFall, and Ella Jane McHerron. Jaden Peter McKieran, Lucy Jane McLaren, and Harrison Baxter McLean. Lily Kate McSweeney, Harrison John Kenneth Miller, and Bailey Allen Moody. Alessana John Morris, Samuel Thomas Morrison, and Ella Grace Morton. Sophie Louise Mosen, Joseph Robert Mount, and Charlotte Grace Murray. Lucy Drew Murray, Cameron Nathan Naylor, and Millie Emma Ness. Matthew Robert Neville, Rose Atawai Parkinson, and Krupali Patel. Isabel Rose Patello, Xanthi Petra Peacock, and Jessica Lynn Palvin Phillips. Grace Olivia Penberthy, Charlie Patrick Perkins, and William John Perker. Lauren Cecily Plum, Mason Oliver Prentice, and Jack Henry Preston. Edward Richard Priest, Thomas Craig Proctor, and William Ratcliffe Pugh. Vibhav Raj, Maggie Anna Ratcliffe, and Henry Charles Guthrie Ray. Jack Oliver Reed, Pat Agwin Rees, and Gemma Kate Richards. Isabella Margaret Richards, Pippa Murphy Richards, and Patrick William Roberts. Georgie Romanoff, Georgia Eve Sanderson, and Benjamin James Savage. Joseph Timothy Seabrook, Michael Charles Sheed, and Amber Diana Sissons. Xavier John Schmidt, Alexandra Emmy Purston Smith, and Jasmine Grace Smith. Sam Thomas Smith, Ella Marie Soper, and Caleb Graham Stanley Dewar. Imogen Diane Helena Stanton, Miller Douglas Stewart, and George Collins St. John. Una Margaret Strickland, Harry William Sullivan, and William Edwin James Thomas. Samuel Oscar Tierney, Olivia Rose Tippin, and Xavier John Todd. Callum Mitchell Toomey, Nico Ryan Mallon Toomey, and David Hannon Turner. Lucy Eliza Turner, Rachel Marie Wakelin, and Jack Graham Waliki. Francesca Marietta Walsh, Aidan Asami Ward, and Beth Ann Walatini. James Ryan Watson, Sasha Fleur Watson, and Malachi Mulka Fale Kanzaran. Ella Rose Breeze White, Ryan John White, and Lucy Jane Wild. Alice Janice Williams, Blake Jaden Williams, and Brooke Lee Wilson. Tom Stanley Wilton and Paige Anastasia Witten. Therese Gemma Hastings Wright and Luther J. Yates. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Accounting and Finance, Dulani Rasantika Subasinga Olachilagi. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Business Administration, Michael John Balomo, Sean James De Boer, and Michael Thomas Gordon Garrett. Samantha Lee Hedges, David Wei Huang, and Chia Jing. Blair William James Keeley, Bryn Alexander Murphy, and Philip Shane Smith. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Business Data Science, Gabrielle Ava O'Connell Hawke. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Economics, Finian Ladbrook Cadaway. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Entrepreneurship, Miller Rose Meredith Byron, Saffron Elsie Vera Elliott, and Louisa Genevieve Ellis. Thomas William Keeling, Flynn Nicholas Mitchell, and Gabriel Thomas Starr Ross. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Finance and the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Angus William Clark Myers. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Finance, Alex Gregory Crichton, Harry Thomas Scott Holdsworth, and Trey Scott Lincoln. Nishtha and Timothy Michael Tregoning. Matthew John Whittaker. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Marketing, Hoangia Gong, and Cheo Geo. Shwen Hong Leo and Grace Elizabeth Malsop and Aluk Judep Parek. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Sustainable Business, Kaylee Jane Jykes and Ella Constance Zwagaman. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Tourism, Sui Jian Chen and Dong Liu.
Chancellor, the Division of Humanities.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Commerce, Sophia Ella Amer, Jack Bernard Anthony Bonish, and Evie Jean Brown. Jack Logan Caldwell, Rosa Margaret Finlay, and Ella Charlotte Greenwood. Tessa Finlayson Grindle, Jessica Onya Guiney, and Benedict Christian McClellan Jolly. Bianca Florence Moon, Alice Araha Bennett Otten, and Juliana Rossi Macias. Jack Henry Ruddenclaw, Emily Chatharia Rupasinghe, and Nicholas Susanta Sheba. Miller Grace Vanderwilt, Jennifer Maria Vlasic, and Lucy Helen Woodhams.
The Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Division of Commerce.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Commerce and Science, Nafasia Binti Abdul Razak, Jonathan Douglas McLeod Allen, and Matthew Graham Jeffrey Archer. Samuel Richard Leslie Averill, Jessica Bartlett, and Emma Caitlin Beavers. Oliver James Bisley, Cody James Blackburn, and Amy Rose Broad. Allegra Lily Bruce, Nyla Talia Riley Bunyan, and Killian Alexander Butler. Annabelle Rose Chilcott, Lucy Elizabeth Church and Lauren Gabrielle Collett. Mackenzie Jane Ferguson Cooper, Fred William Dosser and Stella May Ebert. Nikolai John Foree, Zadie Austin Francis and Charles Anthony Goodwin. Sophie Margaret Grenfell, Tallulah Bell Groves and Montague Raymond here. Connor David Hoskin, Lucy Amelia Jeffries and Cameron Lance McFarlane. Joshua Logan Marshall, Zoe Grace McCain and Curtis Ralph Malsop. Edward Reese Morgan, Charlotte Mary Graham Murphy, Keov Ramoni Om, Abigail Grace Palmer, Rhiannon Chelsea Brooke Parry and Benjamin Alexander Reeve. Olivia Claudine Riley, Alice May Ritchie and Paige Ann Robinson. Charlie John Skogstad, Lachlan Kenneth Gavin Stewart and Vincent William Van Lyrop. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of the Postgraduate Diploma in Commerce, William James Catley Houseman and Chinasara Krakoa. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the award of the Postgraduate Diploma in Digital Health, Leonard Yit Fen Chia.
I'm delighted to now introduce today's musical performance. The Sextet is a long-standing tradition of Otago University with a history spanning over 100 years. The group performs a cappella songs in 6-part harmony and is known for their topical and risque parodies, which we won't be performing today. The current lineup of the Sextet is Alex Clarkson, Nick Finney, Ewan Clark-Wallace, Daniel Stanger, Teddy Finney-Waters and Sam Kelly. Today they perform a traditional folk song, Loch Lomond, and a capping toast. It's with my great pleasure I invite the Sextet to perform.
And by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will ever want to gae, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, ye'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland the looks out from the gloaming. Oh, ye'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks, all of Lomond. Bright Otago days, oh carefree days that fly, to thee we'll sing with our glasses raised on high. Let's drink a toast as each of us recalls ivy-covered professors with ivy-covered gonads. Soon we'll be out amidst the cold world's strife. Soon we'll be sliding down the razor blade of life. But as we go our sorted separate ways, we shall never forget thee, our golden Otago days.
Thank you very much for the wonderful performance. We're very privileged to welcome as today's graduation speaker an Otago alumnus who, as you have heard, is a business trailblazer. I'm privileged to introduce Mr. Ulua Matuatua Iono to deliver the graduation address, and I offer him my warmest congratulations on receiving his Honorary Doctor of Commerce today. Mr. Iono was New Zealand's first Pacifica person to earn a Master of Business Administration, graduating from Otago in 1986, and is now a leader in the Pacific Island community. He has created an impressive legacy in both business and philanthropy, not only founding and running an internationally successful business, but continuing to use his knowledge for the betterment of the community. In doing so, he has paved the way for so many people, and we are honoured to welcome him back to Otago today. Nō reira, Mr. Iono, ko tēnei te mihi ki a koe. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Iono to deliver the graduation address.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Chancellors, members of the University Council, distinguished faculty members, distinguished and esteemed guests, orator Professor Paringatai, proud graduate families and friends, and most importantly, the remarkable graduates of 2025. I greet you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Ulumatotua Saulaulu Iono. To all of you here in the Dunedin Town Hall, I ask you this. If I called you up here right now to confer a higher degree upon you, Wouldn't you be surprised? Especially if you knew that such a high degree was unusual. Well, I feel the same way. When I received the notification last year, I had to read it twice. An Honorary Doctor of Commerce degree. It means that I must now live up to a higher level of wisdom and expertise. And fortunately, for all of us here, this higher level of wisdom is already telling me to hold back from dishing out unsolicited business advice. But looking out at you, the real graduates, who have poured years of work, late nights, determination into your degrees, I feel like I have snuck into their VIP section using someone's pass. So you did the work, but I get the fancy hat. Thank you to you graduates for this wonderful occasion and event, and thank you, University of Otago, for this extraordinary honour and recognition. I accept this Honorary Doctor of Commerce degree, and I do so in humility and in recognition of the many who have gone before me. 3 weeks ago on Anzac Day, I was thinking of New Zealand's war veterans because, like my father-in-law, Mr. Govan Brown, who was a World War II returned serviceman, he fought in the Second Battle of El Alamein in 1942. His wife, Jessie Barbara Brown, had a grandfather who was an entrepreneur, like many of you here, and many of you who have graduated this afternoon. This Kiwi entrepreneur was named Joseph James Craig, and he was born in 1860. And he built a business empire of building materials, freight, general haulage and construction. Some of his company's 72 ships, I understand, were merged and acquired by something called the Union Steamship Company, which was owned by P&O Orient Lines. It was the biggest shipping line in the Southern Hemisphere, and one of its banana boats brought me, my brother, my baby sister and parents to New Zealand in 1960. 100 years after that entrepreneur was born. I was brought here on one of the banana boats, and 17 years later, when I met my wife Margaret, she turned out to be the great-granddaughter of that very man. Kiwi entrepreneur Joseph James Craig, born 117 years earlier. So I have this first observation. No amount of wisdom can beat 117 years of genetic engineering. Love is one of my favorite subjects. The other one is cause and effect. And whether we like it or not, you and I are affected by love and cause and effect. But first, I want to get my lineage out of the way. As I said, I'm the eldest of 5 kids. My mother was Mrs. Whaifuaina Semuntafa-Lorengi, and my father, Mr. Fatuai Ono. I have a brother who passed away. His name was Punipuni Olo Mulinu'u, and my eldest sister also passed away, Vinepa Sulupuvaile. I have 2 living sisters. One is sitting up there, and they are called Karasa Tiliola and Uluwai Pomalo Fia Tangata Iloa. It's a handful. Now, I was born in a hospital, like many of you. Matotua Hospital in Apia. And my parents brought me here, as you know and have heard, in 1960 for better schooling. I met my wife, Margaret, 17 years later, and she is here today with my son, Lorengi, his wife, Letisiola, my sister, Po, and my 4 granddaughters, Margie, Ellie, Avi, and Sia. I insisted that they be here so they could see what a transformation is going to happen this afternoon. That's the love part of my address done. You know, my journey did not start with a clear path onto the stage. Yes, I was born into a Christian family, and my mother had a very privileged background. She was a taupo, like a princess, and her father was the paramount chief of Apia. His name was Semuntafa-Lorengi. My father, unfortunately, came from a very poor part of the country, and so my mother's parents and my mother worked hard. Well, my mother's parents worked hard to make sure that my mother did not marry my father, but that's love. And when I was 6, they brought me here with my brother and sister. It was a big change. We lived on Green Lane Road, across the road from Alexandra Park Racecourse in Epsom. I instantly became an entrepreneur. My brother and I used to climb the gates of that racecourse on Sunday mornings, collect Coca-Cola and Fanta bottles discarded by the Saturday night gamblers. And then we would sell those bottles to a local dairy before going to church at the Greenwoods Corner Methodist Church. Not exactly venture capital, but cash flow was great. and it was a start. I have a confession. University was never my plan after Auckland Grammar. I wanted to earn money, and my acronym for desirable careers was MEAL. That's medicine, engineering, architecture, and law. My classmates and I were in the top class at Auckland Grammar, and they all went to one of the meal ticket schools in the universities. But I wanted a job, and I got one. I made long-run roofing for Fletcher Brownbuilt in Penrose, and because the pay was average, I got myself a job as a taxi driver for co-op taxis. But 2 of my friends were murdered, and that was when I told my wife, there's no future in roofing, no future in taxi driving, it's time for university. And as you heard, I came down here because it is the farthest distance from my family and all its issues in Auckland. So my wife and I came down here for me to do a medical intermediate, but life offered other choices. During the 2-week break at the end of term 1, I was walking along Princess Street, and I saw inside an electronic shop window New Zealand's first programmable calculator. I borrowed it. 2 weeks later, my first share trading program was complete. And that is how I accidentally discovered a love for computing, and it changed everything. I switched from medical intermediate to computer science, and when I graduated in 1981, I became the first Pacific Islander with a computer science degree. Today, in 1984, I returned for MBA studies, and today we call that a pivot. But to me, it was just needing to know more and more know-how. I started Cogita properly as I was doing the MBA, and I devoured books on starting a business, and I learned that founders must make these things called sales. They must learn to talk to people, and they must have something to talk about. For me, that was the 1 + 1 = 3 connection between my Otago education and achievement. Otago taught me how to think and search for answers. What causes something? If we have a desired effect, how do we make that desired effect happen? My searches and reading led me to Dr. Eli Goldratt. He was an Israeli physicist, and he wrote a book called The Goal. It is a love story and metaphor for the theory of what he calls the theory of constraints, or the scientific method and critical thinking. I paraphrase his theory this way: cause and effect is the shortest distance between where we are today and what we dream of doing. That critical thinking with cause and effect has been fundamental in my adult life in software design, social housing, primary healthcare, artificial intelligence, and community issues. I am using critical thinking at the moment to commercialize Nobel Prize-winning research in medicine, and anyone can do that. The Otago MBA, as you've heard, gave people a legitimate reason to take me seriously. It opened business doors. It gave me the know-how and the confidence to talk to powerful strangers, including chief executives and board members. And with that influence, I helped my wife, Margaret, who's sitting up there, and her executives to grow our Cogita business over 29 years until we sold it in 2012. My motivation is simple. I want freedom. Is that what you want, new graduates? To do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, as often as you want, wherever you want, or not? Because you're not free unless you can stop. To me, that's freedom, and it includes contributing. And that is why I'm the chairman of Habitat's largest affiliate, building houses from Pokeno up to Cape Reinga, and also the chairman of the Cause Collective. It's a Pacific social change organisation that Tupuna Kokiri selected in March this year to establish a national whānau water intervention commissioning agency, and it will affect the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. Otago's MBA and the skills it caused me to develop have created a master key that helps me to lead the organizations that I'm associated with. So to you graduates, my first advice is simple. Don't get hung up on finding the perfect degree or career path. I learned through roofing and taxi driving and switching degrees that I didn't know exactly what I wanted. And you might find that's true too for you. My second advice is start something today. Do something. Doing something gives you the benefit of hindsight, and hindsight is 100% valuable, correct data. Thirdly and lastly, use lessons from what you do today to make better decisions tomorrow. Work out what your dream goal is, and then use that incredible, Otago-taught critical thinking to find the shortest distance to get there. For me and my wife, Margaret, the University of Otago changed our future, building foundations for everything that followed, affecting thousands through the work we've done. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Otago University. Congratulations, graduates. You have worked hard, endured much, and now you have the skills and the knowledge and the potential. Go out and start doing something. Use that Otago critical thinking and remember to CAUSE, cause positive effects that improve your world and our world. God bless you, each one.
Thank you, Ulu, for addressing us today. On behalf of the university, I thank you for sharing your family's story, beginning with your parents bringing you to New Zealand for better schooling. Your accidental discovery of your love of computing and the changing path that meant, your 1 + 1 = 3, and the value of an Otago degree in teaching you how to think and search for answers, and the value of freedom and its enablement of contribution in a way that's meaningful and personal to you. You have spoken to our graduates of the value of changing paths, of making a start and learning from that in order to make better decisions in the future. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and inspiring our graduates. I ask the audience to join me in thanking you once more. To those who have graduated or received diplomas today, I extend the warmest congratulations on behalf of Otago. You are now proud graduates of our university, joining a distinguished legacy, and you carry one of humanity's greatest tools in education. Our Akoa Māori name, Otago Whakahiu Waka, is unique to us and it acknowledges our special place in the world. Whakahiu Waka is literally the bow of the canoe that pierces the ocean, leaving a wake for others to follow. Become the leaders in your chosen pathways and be role models for others in your community. 30 years ago, I sat where you are now, moments after crossing the same stage. And like some of you perhaps, I had absolutely no idea where my degree would take me, and I certainly never imagined that I'd be standing here before you. But that is the remarkable thing about life. If you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, taking one step at a time, always remaining committed to finding and staying true to your purpose, incredible things are going to happen for you. And purpose is, of course, what brings us together. It lets us share a common goal, and it's how we make progress. But of course, progress also comes through the support of others. So today, as we celebrate your success, let us take a moment to acknowledge the people who have supported you along the way. There's those here in the room, there'll be people watching online, and there'll also be those who are no longer with us, but who remain very close in our hearts. In a moment, I will invite you to stand and join me in showing your gratitude in whatever way feels right for you and your family. But let us take this moment together to show those who have supported you just how much you appreciate them. Can I please invite our graduates and staff to stand and acknowledge the supporters? Thank you. I know your family will have appreciated that recognition. Wherever life now takes you, I encourage you to make lifelong learning a feature, and with that, an extension of understanding, something that is increasingly valuable in today's world. On behalf of the Council, I'd like to take this moment to thank our Vice-Chancellor, the Honourable Grant Robertson. Grant, it is fantastic to have you back home. We're enjoying all the work that you're doing, and we know there is so much more to come. I also acknowledge all our academic and professional staff at campuses throughout the country. Their dedication and commitment to our students is something we're incredibly proud of. Finally, to our team who ran today's graduation, to the graduate women Otago, the extraordinary volunteers and our fabulous staff, we acknowledge your detailed care of each graduate and the behind-the-scenes work that ensures everything runs smoothly. If I could invite you to please join me thanking our kaimahi across the university. The academic anthem Gariamas will now be sung. You can find the words in the inside back cover of your graduation booklet. I invite you to please stand for the anthem and remain standing as the academic procession retires, and do enjoy your further celebrations across the remainder of the day. Please stand.
Gaudeamus igitus, Juvene